NOSTR is a 3-in-1 revolution. It's a protocol that unites social networking, instant Bitcoin payments using Lightning Network, and unlocks value for value between creators and consumers of online content. NOSTR has been growing, got the attention of Edward Snowden, has Jack Dorsey as a supporter, and was recently published in Forbes that there are already 18 million users on the platform. In this video, I'll explain everything you need to know about NOSTR, and you will understand why it is different from all social networks that exist today, how you can start using, sending, and receiving Bitcoin globally on this social network. In 1991, Tim Berners-Lee laid the foundations of the internet with the invention of the World Wide Web, with the hope that it would be a global network open to all, where communication between people could happen freely and without censorship. Unfortunately, this initial vision was short-lived. Today, the internet is dominated by giants like Google, Amazon, Meta, and a few other companies. Platforms that we use like Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok are dependent on centralized services that are in possession of our data. It is in this scenario of powerful internet big techs that NOSTR appears. NOSTR is a free and open source protocol capable of creating global social networks without a central server or a company controlling things, which makes the system completely censorship resistant. Since it is open source, anyone can participate and create applications using this protocol. The project started to be developed in 2019 by Fiat Jeff, a Brazilian developer who is anonymous. But it was at the beginning of 2022 that NOSTR began to receive a flood of new users and the attention of Jack Dorsey, former CEO of Twitter, who donated 14 Bitcoin for the project and more recently donated another $5 million to help build NOSTR and the tools on top of the protocol. The name NOSTR was thought about from the abbreviation of Notes and Other Stuff Transmitted by Relays. But what is a relay? NOSTR's decentralization relies on two essential components, clients and relays. To use NOSTR, you must run a client, which is how you interact with the protocol. Clients are the apps created using NOSTR, like any other social network app, for example. A relay is a software and a hardware that sends, receives, and stores images, text, and messages. They can be run by anyone with a computer and with internet connection. This means that you don't need Amazon or Google data center to store NOSTR information, and it changed completely the game of how we use the internet today. NOSTR relays only store what's connected to it. It doesn't store everything from anyone like a data center or a server of a company would. So depending on which relays you are connected, you see a part of NOSTR. And because the relays are spread across the globe, there is no single point of failure or censorship. If a relay is attacked, there are others that can give access to the network. And for you to understand the importance of this, today the internet works like the opposite. When Alice sends a message from her computer to Bob, her message is transmitted and stored through a hub of centralized servers, such as Amazon. These servers can be censored by governments or they can simply sell your data to other companies. This huge centralization is what makes social networks the owners of your data and not you. But with the NOSTR relays, it's completely different. When Alice sends a message, it is transmitted to Bob through several relays. Each relay also maintains a copy of the message. If Bob and Alice want, they can run their own personal relays without relying on third-party relays. To publish on NOSTR, you just need to post a text or a picture, and then the app you're using will sign it with your own key and transmit it to the relays. And to read other people's messages, the application you're using requests updates from different relays. This kind of architecture allows users to take their profiles and followers from one social network to another using the same protocol and make social networks interoperable. I can have an account in several clients in several apps created in NOSTR, and I just use my access key to access my profile in all these social networks. But why am I talking about key? Because this is where the similarity between Bitcoin and NOSTR lies. A lot of people confuse thinking that NOSTR has something to do with Bitcoin protocol. But no, they are completely independent and different protocols. NOSTR does not run a blockchain, does not rely on a distributed consensus as proof of work, does not even have a token of its own, but it takes inspiration from Bitcoin with the use of cryptographic keys. It's an architecture similar to Bitcoin in which public keys represent your profile, just like your public key in Bitcoin represents your address. And the private key signs the posts and changes your profile, just like your private key in Bitcoin signs the propagation of transactions on the Bitcoin network. All this information is scattered around the world in nodes or relays, which allow each user to be the owner of their own data without depending on big techs. It is really common for people to put their NOSTR address on their Twitter bio, for example. This is our address, area Bitcoin address, and as soon as you have your account, you can look for us there. Well, so now that you understand NOSTR dynamics, let's go step by step for you to create your account. Remember that NOSTR is the protocol and you can use the apps that were built on NOSTR. The most common of these are kind of a copy of Twitter. There are several ways to access it, but the most common are Damus for iPhone, Amethyst for Android, and for your desktop computer you can use Iris or Snort. I have an iPhone, so I'm going to show you the Damus app here. First, you download Damus from Apple Store. Open the app after downloading. Some explanations will appear about what is NOSTR and why it's necessary. Then just click on Let's Get Started. If you accept the terms of service, click Accept. Or if you already have a NOSTR account, just paste your key there to access your account. Now as I'm creating a new one, I will click on Create Account. Here will appear my public key and a little avatar that I can change for my photo and insert my name and description. Once ready, just click in Create Account Now. Then your keys will appear, your public and private key, and it's really important to copy and keep the private key in a safe place because with it, anyone can access your profile. Only with the public key, people can find you on NOSTR, but they cannot publish for you, so that's how you share your profile with other friends. After you copy your keys, both squares they turn to green and you can continue by clicking on Let's Go. There it is, I'm already inside NOSTR with my new account ready. Look how the whole aesthetic is similar to Twitter. If I click on my avatar picture that was created, a sidebar appears with several options. I'm going to click to see my profile. Here it shows my public key, that my profile uses 4 relays, and that I'm already following 3 people. When you create an account on Damus, for example, it automatically starts following the Damus app, the creator of this app, and myself. Also in the sidebar, there's an option where you can connect to a wallet to receive and send sats, Bitcoin, via Lightning Network. And under relays, it shows where my data is stored. I can insert or remove the relays I want, and in settings, you can modify your app data and also the functions. You can also configure zap details. So zaps is the way you can send Bitcoin via Lightning Network through NOSTR. So this is an example of an account that has already received zaps after posting a picture. There were 3 zaps that together sent 284 sats. If I click there on the 3 zaps, it shows who sent and the amount. Now if I go back to the profile and click on the little lightning bolt next to the envelope, notice how you can send sats directly with reactions or pre-configured messages and values. And you can also type the amount of sats you want to send. To receive, you need to connect your account to a Lightning wallet. This account is connected to Wallet of Satoshi. And when I open the wallet, it also shows all the zaps sent and the messages from those who sent the Satoshis. Well, that's it. NOSTR is a powerful tool that unites decentralized social network, Bitcoin and Lightning in one. It brings sovereignty to the social level and autonomy to anyone with their own data. This possibility, Facebook, Twitter, and any company of social network never gave us. NOSTR unlocks a new era that shows how open source protocols are powerful and scaling, something only achieved by internet companies. Well, hope you liked this NOSTR guide. Until next time, and opt out.